Hello, my name is Catherine Drummond of Gingerbread Girl Designs, and this lesson is on a canvas work stitch called the Quilted Stitch. As you can see, it's done in 2 steps. We'll start with step 1 here, and then we'll continue on to step 2. As you can see on my canvas, I already have some of the stitches of step 1 completed in this area. I'm trying to make a narrow stripe, and I'll show you a quilted stitch, step 1 here. We'll come up at 1 in the diagram that I showed at the beginning, and go down at 2. Come up at 3. And go down at 4. Come up at 5. Go down at 6. Up at 7. And go down at 8. And you'll notice along the sides of the stripe there are some little compensating stitches here. So what that means is you want to make the stripe so that it looks like each stitch is continuing, but you're only stitching part of it. So we're just stitching this much of the quilted stitch, the part to the right of the needle, along this side. And I'll show you how I do that. It's just 3 little stitches. And I like to do the 2 side ones first. And then the center one. And that's step 1 of this stitch completed. What it basically is an elongated star stitch. So it's a little bit longer this way than it is this way. For part 2 of the quilted stitch, what we'll be doing is stitching a box around each of the stitches of the previous stitch. So the elongated star stitch, will stitch a box around that. And you can either box each stitch and then move on to the next one, or you can box it in rows. And I'm going to box this in rows. So the thread I used for the first part of the stitch is Watercolors by Caron in a color called Buttercup. It's a really nice, pretty yellow color. But I wanted to darken up the look of this stripe just a little bit. So I've added a darker yellow color for the boxing around the elongated star stitches. And this one is a Rainbow Gallery thread called Silk Lame Braid in color SL09. It's got a little bit of sparkle to it, which is kind of fun. So as you can see, I'm just stitching a diamond-shaped box around each of those elongated star stitches. And you can see that it gives this area a bit of a quilted look, or somewhat like button tufted couch. And we'll just continue until the whole stripe is finished. This stitch is meant to be used as a filler. You don't necessarily make them as individual stitches separated from the group, but you can certainly make the elongated star stitches as individual stitches if you choose. Happy stitching!